I love hearing about all the Williams drivers. What kind of driver excelled at your team?
We liked real fighters. I mean, I think rightly or wrongly, Frank and I got accused of being not quite in love with Alan Jones, but we liked fighting drivers who liked to scrap. And certainly Alan in the car or out of the car liked to scrap. He was a real character. I think at Imola one time, Charlie Crichton Stewart, who was, again, another person sadly dead, but he sort of operated on our marketing side, got on very well with Alan. And I think he'd taken Alan out to a sponsor thing outside the paddock. And when they were coming back in, they were pushing through a crowd of people, and a number of people were tugging at Alan, asking him to turn around and give a picture and have a picture with his girlfriend and whatever. And I don't think Alan was, it wouldn't have been a first response, but I think whatever, some guy had really got his goat and was tugging at him over and over and over again. And Alan turned round and gave him an uppercut. And with Alan, you only needed one punch and the guy would be out cold. I mean, in South Africa in 1980 or 81, Alan's car failed him. I think the engine had failed early. And we were sponsored by Leyland Vehicles at the time. Leyland had a big place where they had a lot of trucks down by Lukop, one of the bends, Crowthorne or something, one of the bends at South African circuit. And there was some pretty girls that Leyland had to promote their products. And one of these girls was up in the driving seat of the truck. And Alan was standing alongside having his picture taken with the girl up in the truck looking down on him during the race. And this very boorish South African came along, and he was obviously quite drunk and started making unpleasant comments towards this girl. And Alan, I think, politely asked him to back off and stop making these comments, and he didn't. So Alan literally dropped him with one uppercut punch. Apparently Alan's father was even more pugilistic, but this chap happened to be the #1 importer of Leyland vehicles into South Africa. Apparently he was out cold for 20 minutes and they had to pour buckets of iced water on top of him, whatever. I wouldn't say this happened that often, but when Alan gave somebody a punch, you knew all about it.
God.
So we did have some robust drivers,